Let's see. I lost my place here. Let's see here. Mama Bear said, can't get seen until 4 o'clock today, so I'm home in misery. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Mama Bear. Feel better soon. Blondie Bomb 711 is here. Franny Dragonfly. Charlie is here. Deb S. just popped in. Jason Coons. Mama Bear said, no dancing for me today, but I'll tap for the rest of you. Oh, sorry to hear that, Mama Bear. King's Girl 1974, Benji 1959, Big Ben is here. Oh, my camera's off now over here. There we go. Gary Murphy, Barb 7599. She said, good morning, all is well. Boy, yes, it is. Tim Shaw is here. Good morning, Tim. I think I said King's Girl 1974. Virgo 47 said, good morning, Sam Fam. Just love that phrase. DC, hey, DC, good morning. Batten Ballin said, happy Q Day. Exactly. Andrea Lynn 81 is here. Mama Bear is starting already. Wax trade. I got your wax trade, pal. Kelly Thurman, too, is here. Oh, geez. Full Mental Jacket. Good morning, Mental. All right, let's see here. Hey, my not-so-poker face is here. Said, Grand Risings finally got some snow in Wyoming. Well, good for you. Hope you got that plow ready. Let's see here. Oh, boy. Wait a minute. Where are we at on – hold on one second, everybody. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Got that figured out. Margaret Dixon said Trump is following it. I'm not sure what he's following. Wendy said no tech issues today. What's that, James?
She's trolling.
Okay. Let's see here. Kevin Kiesler is here. Magic is here. Good morning, everyone. Welcome in. Chat's moving really fast, so if I missed you, I apologize, but we're just glad everybody's here. Wendy J. Sassy Minnesota girl. Good morning, Sassy. All right. Let's see here. Okay, I think we're set to go. Alex, let's get some indices, and just so everybody knows, we can't pull up the indices on screen anymore, but Alex is going to do it verbally.
Absolutely. Welcome in, everybody, on this wonderful 17th of February 2026. I hope everybody's having a blessed day. S&P 500 is up 1 point to 6,837. The Dow is up 44.41 points to 49,454. The NASDAQ is down 13 to 22,532. Looking at the commodities market, you've got oil is down 57 cents a barrel, sitting at $62.18. Gold is down 152 at 4,894. Silver is down $4.69 at $73.28. Looking at the crypto markets, a little bit of movement this week, early in the week. Bitcoin is up 0.3% at 67,533. Ethereum is up 0.4%, down 0.4% at 1,978. XRP is up 0.8% at $1.48. Solana up 0.2 at 84. Cardano is up 0.2 at 28 cents. And Stellar Lumen XLM is up 0.7 at 16 cents. That's what we got, folks. Did I forget anything?
No, I don't think so. Great job, Alex, as always. Allie Mae is here. Boss Lady is here. Oh, my gosh. Damn it, Robbie. Thank you for the gifts. Hokey Gigi as well. Good morning, Hokey. What was that?
Now, damn it, Robbie.
Oh, that's Hank Hill.
Yeah. Okay. Martin's WB. Good morning, Martin. All right, let's see here. Dave, do we have a farming and agriculture report today, sir?
You're muted.
You're muted.
You guys are on that mute button. Good job. All right.
Sure. Blame us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, we're not on Restream on the TikTok show. That's all you, brother.
That's right. Corn down 3 to 5. Soybeans are up 2 to 4. Wheat is down 1 to 12. We're spread really wide today. Cattle's up 1%, and hogs are just under up 1%. USDA is taking action to lower food costs, getting rid of the red tape on a lot of the poultry and cattle and bringing a bunch of stuff in from Argentina. So we'll see how that goes, trying to get lower costs for all Americans. We'll see how that plays out.
Great. Thanks, Dave. So
Yep.
for some reason, I am not able to see. Oh, there it is. Okay. Got it. Okay. Let's see. We have Bushcraft Germany here on YouTube. Sharon McFarland, Spy Pult is here on YouTube as well. David Morales said, pour the tea. What's new and exciting, kids? Well, glad you're here, David. We had some technical issues yesterday and couldn't get the stream to work over on the other platforms. Glad you made it today, though. All right, let's see. Sherry from East Tennessee is here. Teresa Ann. Well, look who it is. Lee Daniel is here. She said it's the 17th today. Bring the fire hose energy. Fire horse energy. Exactly. Melissa Flinner said, hey, Sam fam. I just love that phrase. Thank you, Melissa. Glad you're here. And Mama Bear starting crap in the chat again. Wax trade. I had the wax trade. All right, James, what do we have for a military report today?
Well, we have one, sir. This is a pretty good topic today. Welcome in, everybody. The United States Air Force was awarded a sole source contract for the new massive bunker buster bomb, and it's going to replace the munitions spent in last June's ass kicking in Iran against the nuclear facilities. A sole source contract means Boeing is the only company that produces the GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator. This action is essential to restore operational readiness, and it ensures the Air Force Global Strike Command that it possesses the necessary assets to support strategic contingency war plans for all combatant commanders. The MOP, or Bunker Buster, is a 30,000-pound guided munition that destroys hardened or deeply buried targets. The Bunker Buster steel casing allows it to penetrate the ground up to 200 feet before detonation. This contract will exceed $100 million. Each missile costs between $3.5 and $5 million, and it's delivered with the B-2 stealth bomber. The total package for this munition is $400 to $500 million. And at the cost of the B-2 per flight hour at $150,000, it can get expensive as the clock continues to tick.
Excellent report, James. Thank you. I Speak 1717 is here. Hits is here. He said, always glad to be here with you all. Samily. Oh, we got a new one. We got Sam Fam and we got Samily. I love it. Excellent job. All right, let's see here. So look at that. Thank you, Towie. What a pumpkin carriage. How sweet. We have Pure Blood Holly Johns is here. The beautiful Pure Blood Holly Johns. Good morning, Holly. April Burgess just popped in. Good morning, April. All right, so let's move into some stories here. So from James. Thank you, James. That's just so sweet. So we have yesterday, there was significant outages with X, Amazon Web Services, and Cloudflare. Now, we saw this not too long ago. I want to say it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. We saw something similar to this. Alex, do you see any connection here?
We've talked about it a bunch of times. Is it something in preparation for something else? Maybe is it some ding-dong cowboy coder that pushed an update and he shouldn't have? That would probably be the more likely scenario. These machines that operate this internet of ours are very fragile. They're literally like a toddler. If you tell them to go left, they will go left. If you put the wrong command in, they will execute the wrong command. So looking at what they had to say about it, widespread outage starting around 8 a.m. yesterday, 50,000 reports on down detector. Today's status, everything is back up and good. It looked like a perfect storm of separate or loosely connected glitches hitting around the same time, but X downtime was the biggest headline.
Yeah, exactly. James?
Global outages between 41,000 and 100,000 users user reports on down detectors showing issues with loading feeds. The United States, UK, and India were affected. This happened on the 16th around 5:22, and it was mostly restored by 0638 Pacific time. Initial reports mentioned issues with streaming services, if you can imagine that.
Yeah, we weren't the only ones experiencing it, that's for sure. Dave?
Yeah, the bad news is that this is the fifth major outage since November 2025. The good news is it didn't affect me one bit.
Yeah. Well, and I had a lot of people respond to yesterday or to this morning's broadcast saying, hey, it's not down over here, or it wasn't down over here. So I don't know what to make of it at this point.
Well,
but
Risk Tool is hosted at AWS, and we were affected yesterday morning. So
interesting. Mama Bear, I see all the squirrels in the chat. I get it. I know. Diana Lynn 10 is here. Good morning, Diana. Let's see. Oh, wow. Wendy J., thank you for all the gifts. Melissa Flinner as well. Thank you. All right, let's see here. Boy, the chat's moving so fast today, everybody. Oh, well, there she is, Lisa Maria. Good morning, Lisa. Glad you made it, dear. Becky Dickinson is here over on Facebook. Good morning, Becky. Hey, Truther's here. Lindsay's here. Here in the UK too, guys. Yep, exactly. I guess they must have been affected in the UK as well. Interesting. So Peter St. Onge over on X, it's a guy that I've followed for some time. He's very precise. Whoa. What the heck was that?
I just became a level 22 supporter of Sam Shalhoub.
Okay. I don't know how that happened, but that shocked me.
Always showing off over there.
Yeah, no kidding. Melissa Flinner, thank you for the gifts. Hey, Sky Dancer's here. Hi, Sky Dancer. Kevin Keesler, thank you for the gifts as well. So anyway, Peter St. Onge over on X, he said the experts were wrong again with a blockbuster jobs report that beat every metric. Private payrolls up 172,000. Wages up 5% annualized. U.S. joblessness down 600,000. Unemployment rate back down to 4.3%, and the smallest federal workforce since 1966. Now, this is before the trillions of dollars in foreign investment that are going to hit the economy is happening. James, what do you make of it?
You know, it's about time we see this, and as the tariff money comes through, we cut the fat from a lot of the programs, and deportation, I think, all has a great play in this. Americans are going back to work because they have to.
Yeah, exactly, Dave.
Well, it's definitely a positive, and we're on a, like I said yesterday, on a teeter-totter. We're still playing catch up with all the credit card balances and everything else in the past. So it's going to be a touch and go here for a little bit, but once we get over that hump, I think it's all going to be positive for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Alex, any comment?
Well, I think the most interesting part of the statistic, in my mind, what our founding fathers had envisioned for a federal government. We have the lowest government employee rate since when? The 60s? Is that what you said, Sam?
Yeah. 66.
That's a big deal. That's a real big deal. And I think it shows that it's been severely bloated for a very long time, and it can run more effective and more efficiently with less people, and that's being proved.
Yeah. Andrea Lynn 81 said an expert said because it was across the board at the same time, it was most likely a foreign interference on the blackout yesterday. Bobby said getting the masses ready for a blackout. Well, you may not be too far off the beaten track there. You could absolutely be right. Benji 1959 said, you go, Alex. Sassy Minnesota girl said, I kept getting messages yesterday that I had a poor or no connection, 2 different providers, Wi-Fi and 5G. Interesting. Huh. Very interesting. John Langlois here. Good morning, John. I Speak 1717 said, I thought Trump fired Alex. I know, Alex is always pulling up that you're fired deal. Nurse is here. Good morning, Nurse. Okay, so Bobby said, Sam, did you bring up X22 thoughts about Trump using national security to say paper only with ID? Well, again, we have the Constitution, Article 2, where President Trump can utilize essentially any power he needs for national security. And then you have what I believe has happened, that the Insurrection Act has already been instituted, and it was instituted in January of 2021. So to answer your question, I think that national security is absolutely at play when it comes to the elections. Now, that's just my opinion. Alex, what do you think?
I mean, it is a national security issue. When we have proof in multiple instances, in multiple ways, that outside interference has access, I mean, it completely derails the entire sovereignty of this country. Like that's the foundation, right? We the people, this is how this country was created. And when you have interference, what do we have? We don't have a country anymore. So I think it's absolutely a national security issue. He's highlighted Tina Peters and her heroic efforts to, what she did, if everybody's not familiar, is she took a backup of one of the master tabulators in Colorado County, Mesa County, because they were coming in to do an update, and basically taking that backup or a snapshot of that server in time before the update, and then taking a snapshot of the server in time after the update. You could clearly see that data and information was manipulated, right? How is that a crime? It doesn't make sense. And it is absolutely a national security issue.
Right, exactly. So we have some good news here. Melissa Flinner said her grandson was born sunny side up, so we're thinking of his nickname being Sunny. Oh, I love that. That's wonderful, Melissa. XRP Mama's here. Good morning, XRP Mama. Funflower said, what blackout? Well, we had some servers go down yesterday here in the United States, and it affected quite a few platforms. Now, we've got a lot of new people piling in here on TikTok today. I want to welcome you all in. We don't really, it's hard to see exactly who they are, but we want to welcome you in. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can. No,
Don't do it.
Yeah, I know.
Do it.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. It doesn't let me see. I thought, again, I know. But welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. David Morales over on YouTube said the YMCA has been playing at some Italian Winter Olympics venues today. Everyone joining in. Probably unconnected, but who knows? Still amusing to hear. Wow. That's interesting that they're playing that over there. Very interesting. Helpful Honey's here. Hey, Helpful. Glad you could make it. All right, let's move on. So, a couple of sad notes. Robert Duvall, who's very, one of my favorite actors, passed away, as well as Reverend Jesse Jackson. Now, Alex, will you pull up drop number 95? Because Robert Duvall was 95 years old when he passed away, right? And we all know probably his most popular movie was The Godfather, right? So he's 95 years old. If you pull up drop 95, Alex, I want you to read what drop 95 says.
November 5th, 2017. What happened in SA will happen here, Asia and EU. Keep digging. Keep organizing the info into graphics. Crucial. God bless. Hillary, Saudi Arabia. Snow White. Godfather 3.
Now, is that coincidental? Maybe. 95 years old, and there's a drop at 95 talking about The Godfather, which is his most popular role. Dave, what do you make of it?
Strange coincidence for sure. I was gonna say Dave's the Thunder, but so be it for The Godfather.
I like that movie too. Exactly. James?
Yeah, I'm with Dave on it. Dave's Thunder. That was kick-ass show.
Yeah, it was. Alex, do you see when it comes to Jesse Jackson, he's all over the board. President Trump has supported him. He even gave him offices in the Trump Tower at one point. And President Trump was very gracious towards his family, but I noticed his response was somewhat reserved in terms of Jesse himself. Anything that you can make of that?
Well, probably not on the show. Just saying. I mean, Yeah, I don't have much to add. If we want to talk about Duvall, I know he was an avid patriot, a supporter of an America First agenda. His career goes clear back to the '60s, and it really is. It's a sad thing, but 96, that's a long life. And I mean, I don't know how many movies the man did, TV shows, movies. Days of Thunder, obviously our race car fan down there in the bottom corner would come up with that one. But the number of movies and things that he did, it's just that news kind of made me sad. That made me sad.
Yeah, exactly. Teresa Ann said, I loved him in the movie Colors and Secondhand Lions. I think Secondhand Lions was a phenomenal movie. I love
Colors
that movie.
Was pretty freaking good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had 81 movies. 81 movies.
Wow.
The Apostle, Deep Impact, if you guys remember that one, in the late 90s, Gods and Generals. I mean, of course, the Godfathers series. What's the other one where they're at Alcatraz? The Rock.
What was he in that too?
Yeah.
Wow. Hopeful Honey,
Yeah.
Blue Flames 41, Donna Fox, SoCal, Great Wolf. Thank you. Melissa Flinner, thank you for all the gifts, you guys. Really sweet of you. All right, let's see here. So, Jay Hicks said Lonesome Dove miniseries. Yeah, I forgot about that. I completely forgot it. God, he did so much. Crazy. Cindy Hayden 59 said Duvall was also good in comedy. Yes. In fact, everybody in the chat, put in your favorite movies from Robert Duvall. That's a good little survey for us to do. I'd love to see what everybody thinks because by far, Godfather was one of my favorites. Jay Hicks said Las Vegas. Huh. I don't know. I don't remember that movie. Troy said I'm coming in quiet. Everyone else is loud. Hold on. Let me try this. Is that better now? Hopefully that's better. GTR USVI said Lonesome Dove was my best. Yeah, exactly. Corey Edwards said Days of Thunder. Doug Rice said Open Range. Hits said Godfather. Chris Romano, Days of Thunder. Pureblood Holly Johns, Days of Thunder. Joy, Godfather. Franny Dragonfly, Lonesome Dove. Exactly. Towie Bixby, Godfather. Charlie, Untamed Lions. Oh, I don't remember that one. Tracy Fagan, The Godfather. I know. He had so many. User said the one with Tom Cruise. One with
Days of Thunder.
Oh, is that Days of Thunder? Okay, yeah. Q17's here. He said, Grand Rising. Sorry I'm late. Well, you should be sorry, young man. Just kidding.
Sam?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sam, just so you know, PJ Party looked it up. Robert Duvall was not in the Epstein files, and I just did a Google search on Jesse Jackson, and he was politically exposed.
The plot thickens.
My favorite Robert Duvall movie, just because I'm a car nut, was Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah. Wendy said, anyone see the orange and yellow and orange superfan box at the top left? Yeah, that's a good point, Wendy. So I think that TikTok has got this straightened out. Subscribers, there's different levels of subscribers. Apparently, superfan is what they want everyone to subscribe at. If you have the ability to, it supports the show. That would be wonderful. If you can't, we completely understand. But yeah, that has been straightened out, I believe, and superfan is one of the options. Hopefully that makes sense.
And Duvall and Cruise did two movies. It was Days of Thunder, of course, and a Jack Reacher.
Yes.
Oh, he was in Jack Reacher?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember. The one with Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
Okay, not the new series. Okay, gotcha. Have you guys seen the new series of the Reacher series?
No.
That dude's badass. I'm telling you, he's a stud, and he plays a great character. Earl Shannon said Secondhand Lions over on YouTube. I know, exactly. That's really interesting. We got some trolls over on YouTube. Well, welcome in, trolls. Wendy J just became a super fan. Thank you, Wendy. Hey, Ferg is here. Good morning, Ferg. Kathy Lofton7 said, yes, he is great. I agree. He was phenomenal. All right, moving on. So according to Zero Hedge, shipping orders from South Korea are surging thanks to U.S. fees on Chinese-made ships. China remained number one, but saw orders tumble 35%, shrinking its share to 62%. Now, James, what do you make of that?
Well, Sam, I got a question here. Are you talking about shipbuilding?
Shipping orders from South Korea, shipping orders.
Okay, well, I don't have that.
Yes, on Chinese-made ships. The fees on Chinese-made ships.
Japan's shipping orders are down 53%, giving South Korea the rise to 8%. U.S. restrictions to China causes spillover to South Korea. Geopolitical consequence. Japan's inability to handle tight shipbuilding capacity and lack of space to handle increased demand.
Interesting. Dave?
Yeah, it sounds like 2025 finished with a record of $709 billion in exports, and they expect profits to jump by 45% in 2026.
Yeah. Alex, any comment?
Well, those large shipping boats, to put into context, you're talking hundreds of millions of dollars in profit per shipment, right? Like per ship load, per container, when you look at the number of containers that they can carry. And I think what it's signifying to us is that the number of orders coming out of China is down. And what does that mean? That means that hopefully we're going to see a lot more made in the USA tags floating across the waters around the world here real soon.
I was reading about cargo ships, and the cost for a cargo ship, and these are rough numbers, but Tally Bixby's now a super fan. Holy smokes. Thank you, Tally. So anyway, these cargo ships, apparently they cost about $300 million to build. Then they did a breakdown of what you can make having a cargo ship. And the numbers were staggering. It cost $300 million to build, but when the very first trip that you make with, I think it was 20,000 containers, you all but covered the cost of that ship on the first trip.
The ship and the containers.
Yeah, and the container, right.
Each spot was like 15,000, I think, for its.
I think we all.
What's that, Alex? Okay.
Phone call.
He's trying to fix his. Oh, now we lost him.
Okay. I think we all saw the same video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, are you trying to say something else there? I don't know.
Nope.
Allie Mae. Good morning, Allie Mae. Pureblood Holly John said that the U.S. Navy put out a notice about U.S. shipbuilding today. Interesting. Boy, isn't that interesting? Coincidence? I think not. Sassy Minnesota girl said, I work at a small local hardware store, and the price increases they are doing is unbelievable. Wow. Then, of course, they're going to try and blame it on tariffs, I'm sure. Hey, that damn Okie's here from Oklahoma. Welcome in, damn Okie. Guess I should probably be careful how I say that. Gen X Nick is here. Good morning, Gen X. Glad you could make it. Squiggly77 said, woohoo, I made it. Glad you made it. Sassy Minnesota girl said, because everything is from China. Well, it has been from China, but all of that is changing as we speak. Kathleen Paschke's here over on Facebook. Good morning, Kathleen. All right, well, let's move on. So the Department of Homeland Security has sent legal requests to Google, Reddit, Meta, and Discord for the names, email addresses, telephone numbers, and identifying data of accounts that track and criticize ICE. Alex, what do you make of that?
I'm not a fan. I mean, I get it. We need to know who's planning what, and if you're going to do something dumb, then. But it's an invasion into communications, which is covered by the Patriot Act, which I'm not a fan of the Patriot Act. I have mixed emotions about it. Do I think they need to protect the ICE agents? 100%. But it's freedom of speech. Criticizing is one thing, but making threats is another.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to condone or support making the threats. I can say that, I don't agree or don't like what you're saying, but I'll defend your right to say it.
Yeah, you mean the Patriot Act of 2,000 pages that was introduced 3 days after 9/11? Yeah, that one? Exactly.
In the middle of the night.
Exactly. Hey, Bobby just became a super fan. Wonderful. Thank you, Bobby. Indiana Farmers here. Good morning, Indiana. And thank you for the hat and mustache for Mega Dave. All right, let's see here. Oh, that's really sweet. Bobby said, Sam, I joined your super fans. You earned my respect. How sweet. Thank you. Thank you. We do our best to bring what we believe to be the truth, Bobby. And it's really nice to have people recognize that. Thank you so much.
The Patriot Act probably didn't need to be put in place if they had just seen all the hints prior to that, for the year prior to that, all the stuff that they overlooked and didn't close the door and
on purpose.
On purpose. Yeah.
Exactly. James?
Well, like Alex is leading on to, it quickly it raises questions about the First Amendment. It's a big concern. What it's also going to do is it's going to allow DHS to create a database.
Yeah, exactly. And again, if you don't think we're being tracked everywhere we go at all times, I got news for you. We got a new Trump train from the Wildlife Fan. Thank you, Wildlife Fan. Earl Shannon over on YouTube said, by the way, good morning from your truant officer. No more ditching podcast. We got another Trump train from Johnny B. Thank you, Johnny. Earl, we had all kinds of issues yesterday on the restream feed. We think we've got it fixed now, so we should be good. We should be good there. Earl also said the Patriot Act is flat dangerous. 100% it is. 100% it is. All right, well, let's move. Oh, we got to do sponsor break. Okay, excuse me. So everybody knows Mike Lindell sponsored me from the beginning. And I see that some of you went out and bought towels and blankets and sheets from Mike last week. Please, if you need stuff that he sells, give him the business. He has earned it. Go to mypillow.com and use the code SAM. That'll get you up to 80% off in discounts. And you can also go to mystore.com. He has more products there, and you can use the code SAM there as well. Secondly, we have Neil Naturopathic, chemical-free, toxin-free hair care products. Go to my website, samshalhoub.com. Click on Dr. Neil's button. Use the code SAM20, SAM20 for 20% off. Also, Dr. Peter Glidden. Dr. Glidden's with us every Friday, rain or shine, and he is a plethora of information on health and wellness. He has compiled a website where you can ask him virtually any question you can think of in terms of health and wellness, and you'll get an answer. So go to my website, click on Dr. Glidden's button, use the code SAM for a 30% discount. And of course, Best Line Racing, engine and oil additives par excellence. Go to my website, click on the Best Line Racing button, use the code SAM for your discount. Alex, what about what we all need right now, and myself included, which I do most mornings, is meditation?
Inspired actions will be a natural byproduct of a daily practice, folks. Links in my TikTok. You can get it on Amazon. Book 2 is 92% done. I appreciate the support and the messages. If you guys get the book and you have questions, please reach out. But yes, meditation is a daily must, and the benefits are documented in studies by places like Harvard and other universities.
Yep, exactly. Charlie, thank you for the Rose Bear. XRP Mama, thank you for the gifts. Diana Lynn 10, Blue Flames 41. Boy, everybody lighting us up. Thank you, everyone. Bobby said the goal of 9/11 was all about three: Patriot Act and not removing asbestos. 3, create fear. I think that's exactly right. Silverstein, who owned the World Trade Centers at the time, what was interesting is he did not have terrorist insurance. And lo and behold, 2 weeks before that happened at 9/11, what did he get? He got terrorist insurance. And he didn't get paid just once. He got paid twice, because it was 2 buildings that were supposedly hit by an airplane. When all of that comes out, and I believe 9/11 is going to be revealed at a level that people just don't understand. It's happening, and it's going to happen. And all of us who have screamed about this for decades now, we will be vindicated. I don't know when, I don't know how exactly, but it's coming. All right.
Well, and how many times was there an event at those buildings? Anyway.
Exactly. So Hyatt Hotels billionaire executive chairman Tom Pritzker resigned from the Hyatt Hotels Corporation, citing association with Epstein. Tom Pritzker, the cousin of J.B. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, remains on as CEO and chairman of the Pritzker Organization. Now, there's a gal, Liz Crokin, who has exposed Pizzagate and all the other stuff for years. And
Careful,
she,
Sam.
I know, I got to be careful. She came out and she talked specifically about the Hyatt hotels for years. And she had some mishaps with them, but she's been calling them out for quite some time. And now it's hitting the mainstream. It's no surprise to most of us, but I find it interesting that this is happening now. James?
Many profiled in the list have already, or for the less wise, are going to step down, be jailed, and sentenced. Depending on which study you look at, there's between 1,050 and 1,500 CEOs that have stepped down since January of 25. Government / nonprofits lead all industries with 316 CEO exits through August 2025.
Dave?
Well, all it is a terrible judgment. They said he just holding that relationship over the years. Isn't it amazing the dangerous weave they do and how it's related to, it's this deep state. It's this mass of people that are controlling the money, all the other corruption, and everything else. And this is just another example of it.
Yeah, and it just cracks me up. People trying to highlight President Trump. Oh, President Trump's in the files. Oh, but he is in the files. He was a confidential informant. But there's been no nefarious activity by him. And I've said this before, and I will say it again. If he is proven to have been involved in that, he needs to go. End of story. That's just my opinion. I don't think it's going to happen because I don't think he was in there. But, I mean, not in there in a nefarious capacity. Bobby said 1.8 billion cash for the insurance at 9/11. Yeah, exactly. David said, problem reaction, wax is the solution. Oh my God, you guys are just not letting that go. Oh, that's cracking me up. Bobby said, Liz is awesome. Yeah, she is. She's phenomenal.
Sam, I think you're going to have to get the wax, buddy.
Okay, moving on. Let's see. Oh my goodness, you guys are cracking me up. Let's see. Mama Bear, wax on, wax off. Jeez Louise, Mama Bear. I thought you weren't feeling well. You're awfully busy in the chat today. I'm so on to you. Let's see. Oh, Q17 said, did you see the newly released skit, the missile video of the Pentagon from 9/11? Yes, I did see that. I mean, come on, you guys. For those, and there's so many people that are just not awake. But when you think about it from a logical perspective, they're saying that was the pancake theory that took down the World Trade Centers and that the asbestos burns so hot. Jet fuel burns at the same Fahrenheit as kerosene. It's a low burning fuel. That's it. World Trade Center 7. No planes hit it, and yet it fell at near free fall conditions. Then you move to the Pentagon, and you're going to tell me that the most secure airspace in the world was infiltrated by a plane? I don't think so. It was done specifically. And let's not forget, Donald Rumsfeld, the day before 9/11, came out and said that they could not account for $1.2 trillion of the Pentagon's budget. And then the plane that hit the Pentagon just happened to hit the server banks where all that information was stored. Come on.
And what is this show for?
What's that?
What is our safety net? This show is for
education and entertainment purposes.
Oh, exactly. You got to say it, Dave. Sometimes I'm not on top of it. You got
That's all right.
You got to fill me in
We
there.
prefer the entertainment side.
We've been kicked out. Yeah, we've been kicked down the road before for that subject. I know for a fact.
Oh, Hits said, Sam, it was 2.3 trillion. You're right, Hits. I misspoke there. Bobby said it's an entertainment channel. Yes, FYF. It's an entertainment channel. For context, this is for education and entertainment purposes only.
All make us and Mr. Rogers. It's all make believe.
Exactly, James.
Sam, at some point there was some news that Putin had a video about where that gold went. Where'd that ever go to? I heard about it, but I never saw or heard anything after that.
Well, allegedly there was stores of gold underneath World Trade Center. Now, that
Right?
in and of itself, I don't know that we can prove, but I find it interesting that you have World Trade Center take place, and then all of the steel immediately is shipped off to China, where it can't be inspected. You couldn't do forensic uh, digging into what took place. It was a cover up from beginning to end. Now, does that mean that it's not going to get exposed? No, so of course it is. There's a group called Architects and Engineers for 9/11, and they came out within a year. And I started following them, and they were talking about, from a physics standpoint, it could not have happened the way the government said that it did.
Rememberbuilding7.org.
Is that okay? That's a good one. Yeah.
That's the engineers, exactly who you're talking about. That's their site.
Oh, well, they have ANE911.com. I thought, at least they used to. I don't know if they do anymore, but yeah, those are the guys that they've traveled all over the world debunking what our government says happened. It's the same thing with JFK. You're going to tell me a guy with a bolt action rifle 200 yards away on a moving target could hit that target twice? Come on. That's just ridiculous.
That's plausible. Just saying, because at over 200 yards in the dark with a bolt action, I can hit a coyote running.
Well, maybe you can, but I don't know. I don't see that happening with that kind of security around there.
Yeah,
but again,
2025, not.
I'm.
Yeah.
Being, yes.
Yeah. Bobby said in the Building 7 falling on BBC, but wasn't there. Yes, exactly. That was another thing, Bobby. You're absolutely right. Come on.
Reporting it
right.
5 minutes before it fell.
Yeah, exactly. Howie Bixby said Directors Guild of America screened a documentary and it proved it was an inside job. I saw it. Yeah, well, there's a lot out there. One of the very first documentaries that I watched was a documentary called Loose Change. Now, they redid Loose Change. I don't know if you guys know this, but they redid it to an hour broadcast through HBO or something, and they left out most of the good information. So if you're going to watch Loose Change, find the original Loose Change documentary. It's a little over 2 hours long. That's how you can tell it's the original. And it's on multiple platforms. But if you haven't seen it yet, I would absolutely encourage everyone to see that. David Morrell said, Dr. Judy Wood, destustification. Where did the towers go? I'm not sure what you mean, David. Maybe give me a little more information there.
Where did the towers go? Just like you said, where did all the debris from the towers end up? Where did it go? Where did the planes end up? Where did the debris from the planes end up?
Yeah. And and David said, Larry said, pull it. He did. On national TV, he said, we couldn't, it didn't, whatever happened, we had to pull it. That's a term for just demolishing a building. I mean, it was so obvious, but again, it's going to come out. It's just a matter of time. So moving on. Fast food giant Steak and Shake says their sales have risen dramatically since it started accepting Bitcoin as payment. And alongside of that story, over 95% of Bitcoin's 21 million total supply has been mined, leaving only a little over 1 million Bitcoin left to be mined. This is going to be simple supply and demand. Now, why are we seeing where it's at now? Well, historically, this is typically what Bitcoin has done. It's gone up, it's pulled back. It's gone back up higher, it's pulled back. It's gone back up higher again, and it's pulled back. I think we're just in the pullback phase. James, what do you think?
Tim Shaw's got it exactly right. Since RFK Jr. has been on the hunt, proving that we shouldn't be using different types of oils unless it's beef tallow. That does help. The healthy side of America takes a look at Steak and Shake. I, for one, think their garlic butter burger is the bomb. Things that also help Steak and Shake. Accepting Bitcoin is going to be commonplace in the future going forward. Hey, thanks for that. But when you have people talking about what's really in a McDonald's burger and how long you can have that bag last with a Big Mac and a fry on the side, and 3 years later it looks just like it was the day it was put together. I mean, Steak and Shake's got some good momentum. They do have some pretty decent food.
Yeah, I'd love to try them. They don't, oh, nice glasses. Thank you. I don't know who sent that. Oh, Wildlife Fan. You're the best Wildlife Fan.
Sam, I'm not going to order it and overnight it. That's
I know, exactly. But I looked them up. They don't have any in California that I'm aware of. At least none around me anyway. I don't know. Have you guys ever had Steak and Shake?
Yes.
Yeah. And is it good?
It's not bad.
Now, you guys don't have In-N-Out over there, right?
No, that's a West Coast thing.
Yeah, and In-N-Out's phenomenal. I do have In-N-Out from time to time. I just love it. And it always cracks me up.
Come here to the Midwest, and I'll take you up the road to this little bitty teeny tiny town, hole in the wall, his and hers bar, and you'll have the best Black Angus hamburger you've ever had in your life.
Oh, I'm sure. So do you guys remember me telling you about taking that trip around the country in a motorhome with my family when I was married?
Yes.
It cracks me up. At one point, we were at a place called the Wisconsin Dells, right? Had never heard of it before. It is, I don't know, for those of you who don't know what it is a kids' water park wonderland, right? And so, we're from California, Los Angeles specifically, Orange County at the time. And we pull into this Wisconsin Dells, we park the coach, we get everything set up, and we decide, well, we're going to go have dinner. So we go to this little local bar, for lack of a better term, to have dinner. And it just cracked me up, man. You had people smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, kids running around, people playing pool. It was like, oh my God, what is this? It was like a foreign country for us. But I mean, that's a perfect example of the differences here in America. And I think it's a wonderful thing.
So
do you guys have water parks in California? Because you're not allowed to have much water, are you?
What's that?
Do you guys have water parks in California?
We do. We have a couple of them, but what's it called? Raging Waters. And it's only open a few months a year, which is interesting because, I mean, it's California. It could be open up all year round, but they aren't for some reason. But
on the Bitcoin side of things, I wanted to chime in. So yes, there's only a little over 1 million Bitcoin left to be mined. But as Bitcoin halves, the halvings happen. The Bitcoin will continue to be mined and will not be completely mined and done until the year 2140. So we got a long way to go before Bitcoin's done mining. Just so people understand how that scenario plays out. Yes, there's only 1 million of the 20 million left. It's 1.1 million of the 20 finite, right? But the way that they architected the system, it does a halving every so often, 4 years, I believe. And that means that if you were mining in the beginning, you would get more of a return as the mining progresses and halvings happen. The amount that you're able to earn by crunching the ledger, which is what mining is reduced. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting tidbit to throw out there, is that 2140 is when Bitcoin supply will be completely mined.
Yeah, exactly. James?
I think it's going to be the way of the future. With crypto going to be commonplace in everybody's pocket, I think you're going to see every business accept Bitcoin or crypto.
Right. I think that's the way it's going, Dave.
And with mining, can you guys explain to me, since there's only 1 million released in the next 14 years or whatever, if that tallies right? Yeah. That's minimal compared to what's already been released. Now, are those that's already been released eligible to be mined again when they're released? No, just the new stuff coming out, correct?
Yeah.
Not 2040, 2140.
Oh, so even smaller than what I thought.
Yeah.
It's a long ways out.
So why would mining, why would somebody go into mining now since it's so minimal out there?
Well, because even if it's a smaller quantity, the price, in my opinion, is going to go way up. So even though they may not get as many Bitcoin for mining, the price of that Bitcoin is going to go up. Alex?
Right. So if you're mining and you're getting, let's just say for the sake of conversation, a 10% kickback for mining. That's not what it is, but I'm just making the math simple. And it's at $100. Well, you're getting $10 for mining, right? So we have halvings. And so we have a halving, and instead of getting that $10 per coin that you're mining, now you're getting $5 per coin. But the price of the coin is now at 100,000, right? So I'm getting 5% of 100,000 instead of 10% of 100, and it continues to grow as the price goes up, and the whole reason for it going to exactly zero, I think it's less than 1% trading, trending all the way down to zero. But once we hit zero, it's purely deflationary, right? Like you can't. From there, it's supply and demand. Like who holds it is who dictates the price and what it's worth and what's the usability that justifies that price, right? So it's going to be interesting. All of us will be long gone by the time Bitcoin's done mining, but our children's children will see what the end result is. If it goes to 1 million or 5 million or 10 million a coin, like what's the percentage of that if you're continuing to mine?
Right, exactly. Secret Squirrel's here and Nanner. Hey, you guys, welcome in. Oh, that's really strange. So, John Langlois said, "Where are the mines in California?" No, so a Bitcoin miner is essentially a bank of computers. They're all over the world. That's one of the advantages of Bitcoin is that it's not owned. Bitcoin is not owned by any one person, company, or country. It's a diverse network. So you can't really mess with the network now. It's big enough now that there's no way to manipulate it other than trying to buy as much Bitcoin as you can, which I think a lot of the big players are trying to do. And that's why they're driving the price down so they can buy more and hold more of it. That's why I say, whether you buy $10 a week, $25 a week, $50 a week, this is not financial advice, but it's something that I've done for some time, for years. And I think it's a wise choice.
We got a big one here in Iowa.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all over the place. You anywhere in the Midwest. The Midwest, the cost of electricity in the Midwest is cheap compared to someplace like LA where Sam's at. That's why you've seen over the last 20 years, Google, Facebook, IBM, a lot of the big companies building these data centers in the Midwest because electricity is cheap. But everybody's like, well, what happens when Bitcoin, you run out of Bitcoin? Currently, how people are making money is that subsidy, that percentage that they're able to make. But once it's been completely mined, it was engineered this way on purpose. It becomes a revenue generator based off of the fees. So for each transaction that happens, a micro percentage of that generates fees. Those fees are then shared amongst the miners. So there's multiple ways that the money will continue to generate.
Right. Secret Squirrel said, "What will regional EMPs do to crypto transactions? Electromagnetic pulses? Is that what you're talking about? If it comes to that, that's going to be the least of our problems. If an EMP is released, that would be Bitcoin would be the least of our problems at that point. What do you think, Alex?"
Look, EMPs is something that has not just EMPs. When we look at coronal mass ejections and a Carrington event, and a frying of the power lines and all those things. Yeah, if the internet went down, it would be very difficult for you to access your crypto. But the reality is, like Sam said, you're going to have much bigger problems. Because without electricity, the pumps aren't running and you can't get gas and you can't get groceries and you can't, all the things that happen. But a safe way to manage your blockchain assets is to pull them off of any exchange or any other place and hold it physically in your hand. And those are digital self-custodial wallets. So there are devices like, flash drives and other things that you can store your crypto on and put it in your safe, put it in a safety deposit box at the bank. If you want to know more, go to Sam's website, book an appointment with him, and he can walk you through dipping your toes in the crypto market.
David said, bit waxing, digital waxing. Get on with it, Sam. Not a chance, David. Nice try, though. Oh, you guys are cracking me
He
up.
said wax will not go quietly into the night.
Holy smokes, you guys.
It's a thing, Sam. You're gonna have to face it sooner or later.
Digital Alki is here. Hey, Digital, glad you could make it. Oh my gosh, you guys are just cracking me up in the chat. I Speak 1717 said a Faraday box. Yeah, that's another good suggestion, a Faraday box. That basically blocks any and all electronic transmissions. But like I said, if an EMP hits, Bitcoin's going to be the worst of, going to be the least of your problems at that point.
Well, 1982 K5 Blazer's still going to run.
That's exactly right. So Anderson Cooper is planning on leaving 60 Minutes. How many other news, and I use that term very loosely, news anchors have decided to leave their positions? Is it because of the Epstein files? I'd venture a guess to say probably. James, what do you think?
110. Yes, that's exactly why he's leaving. He's named in a number of documents. Sarah Jessica Parker, Robert De Niro. I mean, as far as the news people, yeah, you're going to see quite a few of them. Somebody's getting sued in the news. They're probably going to lose their job too by President Trump. If he's going to file suit, he's going to win. Anderson Cooper's, that's whether he steps down or whether they drag his ass off the studio. It doesn't really matter, does it?
No, it doesn't. He's gone either way. Dave?
It says by in the first 2 months of 2025, 9 anchors departed, and by the end of the year, there was 12 major anchors had quit, been fired, or the positions at the network have been eliminated. That's CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, and everything. And I think, wasn't there a Q post saying many be exposed or something? Yeah.
Several, yes.
Yeah.
April Burgess, Digital Alki and Wildlife fan, thank you for all the gifts. Alex, what are your thoughts on Cooper?
The reality is, beginning all the way back in 2015, the man has said loudly in every single possible forum, place, interview that he can. What? 2 words? Anybody guess?
Fake news.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell the truth.
You are fake news.
Exactly.
Fake news,
exactly.
right? And television. What do we watch? Television. And what do you watch on television? A program. That it's done. It's over. The numbers are so low that advertisers, unless it's a drug company, and we all know how we feel about pharmaceutical companies, that there's no money in it. They're losing money to be able to keep these people on air, because nobody's watching it. Nobody's buying their bullshit anymore.
Right. And I only have one thing to say about these mainstream media people leaving. Exactly. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.
You are fake news.
Exactly. Lisa Maria said more are coming too, in my opinion. 100%. 100%. Yeah. And Mama Bear said he had a very hard upbringing. Yes. Well, he is the son of Gloria Vanderbilt, right? And from what I understand, she was not a very nice person, not a very good person, from what I understand. Big D said, I think Trump's playing everybody. Of course he is. He's got the left screaming for the Epstein files to be released. That's not by chance. There's a plan, and he's sticking to it. James No Sereno 6 said, if you get rid of the View, exactly, they're gone. They're not going to be around much longer. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a Patriot take over those large news organizations.
It's all fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen.
Dave Bouchard over on Facebook said, Alex, some of us may still be around in 2140. The FDA just okayed human cellular rejuvenation testing. Test on mice were 100% free of negative consequences. So 80-year-old mouse was turned back to 20 years old. My mind is blown. Boy, could you imagine? Holy smokes. But what stories we could tell the young ones? Wouldn't that be something? All right. What's that, Alex?
I'm nothing. We're good.
All right. All right. All right, everybody. That is all we have for today. We are going to sign off over on Facebook and YouTube because we can't